I'd like to talk about character mains. Or, as I'm going to be calling them today, our anchors to Dead by Daylight. As you likely know, I'm a Twins main. I've played hundreds of hours of Twins, I know everything about her power and lore, I have every single cosmetic of hers, and I've leveled her up to Prestige 100. And from a surface level, this might seem like all there is to maining a character. But I'm here to argue that character mains can give us a lot of insight into our own and other people's minds, and it can be incorporated into one's identity. When you start out playing the game, you're a blank slate. You don't know who or what you like, you're probably a bit lost, but once you get on your feet, you start to explore the different survivors and killers, and preferences start to form. You might like a character for their cosmetics, their appearance, their playstyle, their perks, their lore, and the licenses they came from. And these base reasons can tell you a lot more than you might initially think. Cosmetics aren't as basic as fake clothes. They're a form of self-expression that some people might not have in the real world because a lot of these outfits are fantastical and unrealistic. When you like someone for their appearance, it's rarely as simple as this person looks cool. They might remind you of someone you respect or fear. They might be someone you'd like to look like or that you find attractive. I love the twins' appearance because she is not a conventionally attractive or feminine woman. She doesn't have a very feminine body type, she has a lot of markings and scars on her skin, and she's dressed in a way that's more efficient than fashionable. I can pretty comfortably say that I'm not a conventionally attractive person. But Charlotte, the twins wouldn't care. Charlotte is so resilient and capable and strong. She inspires me to look past my own looks and want to better myself, and she's made me more comfortable in my own skin. Playstyles aren't just how you like to play. They're a reflection of a part of your life you can't gain control over. Fast-paced characters speed things up. They let you exhibit quick thinking and reflexes that aren't possible in day-to-day life. Complex characters give you a lot to think about, drowning out the rest of the world. You're too busy juggling a bunch of factors and cooldowns at once to think about the issues and responsibilities looming over your head. Territorial killers allow you to establish control over the trial, control you might not have in your real life. Your territory becomes a home that you can defend. There are a lot of mechanical killers with skills that you can hone. The constant practicing and getting better at a character can motivate you to tackle things you might be avoiding. Playing some killers can be a cathartic way to vent frustration. Best example that comes to mind is Nemesis. Obviously, you can't sucker punch people in real life, but there's a healthy amount of aggression that can be dealt with in this fake world. Characters that drew you in with their lore or story likely have some elements that you can personally relate to. Twins loves and protects her family with every fiber of her being. She struggled with isolation and feeling different from others, and she's been persecuted for her differences. You don't have to be a serial killer or to struggle the most intense hardship ever in order to relate to these characters. There are a lot of core traits and themes that can be applied to so many aspects of our lives. There are stories of video game addiction, struggles with identity, betrayal, loss, manipulation, and even darker tones like vengeance, shame, and abuse. We read these stories and we see their tomes and we connect with our characters. We see their flaws, their strengths, and they become a part of us. I carry the twins' story everywhere I go. They are intrinsically a part of my identity. And you might see this and say something like, it's not that deep, it's a video game. I counter that with how often we can fall in love or hate characters from books, from movies, from shows. When a character is written correctly, they will make you feel. And the beauty of Dead by Daylight is there are so many options, so many stories told and untold. And in the trials, you aren't just watching their story unfold, you are an active participant. You become them. You have this character that you can relate to, see yourself in, and care about. Having an anchor character can also keep you coming back and keep you invested and immersed in the game. You have a reason to look at updates, a reason to look at cosmetic collections, and you have something to get excited for because in every trial you might see your favorite character.
It's interesting. I would actually compare this PTB to Onryo because when I first no way! We got a twins, guys! Oh my god!
That's not just excitement at seeing my main, that's the connection of seeing someone else that might see her and relate to her in the same way that I do. Even characters that you might not think people would be able to connect with can spark so much joy and resonance. The monster characters being genderless and amalgamations of people or creatures, they can feel cathartic to play for people struggling with gender identity. We have multiple characters that are gay, multiple characters that have faced discrimination for who they are, multiple characters that have been traumatized and abused. These characters make you feel less alone. They are both an escape from the real world, and they let you see some part of your true self. I think it's important to note that every single character in this game matters to someone. Even if you can't understand it, even if you hate that character in every way, every killer and survivor is someone's anchor to this game. And that is such a beautiful, universal experience I've seen. Your character matters, and it's okay to care about them and have an emotional bond with them. Even bonds with clearly evil characters are understandable, because their actions weren't real. They didn't kill anyone. But their story is real. A story of being pushed to the breaking point and deciding to take it out on the world. A story of being corrupted throughout your life and embracing your most evil desires. A story of letting ambition and the idea of pushing yourself to the limit get the best of you. There are parts of these characters that you play or you see, and it's like looking in a mirror. We are so lucky that there is this world that we've all discovered that has characters that have resonated and connected with so many of us in countless, beautiful ways.